disaster. Dating relationships are vulnerable to an ADDer's intensity and impaired communication skills. His enthusiasm or sparkle can be a strong magnet that initially attracts his love interest. But over time, his level of intensity can suffocate his lover. She's left gasping for breath and backing away to get some space. Unless he is good at finding people who can share his intensity, the ADDer must teach himself to control his impulses and slow down. In a romantic or sexual relationship, an individual risks revealing himself big time. Everyone shares this risk, which is the inherent nature of intimacy. The risk can be greater for the ADDer who has failed so many times and in so many different ways. Some ADDers do just fine with intimate relationships. You may be involved in a positive, fulfilling one right now. Or you may be taking some time to regroup after a relationship you've chosen to end. On the other hand, you may be struggling with repeated failures in your attempts to connect with a significant other. If you are, you'll need to analyze the reasons for your failures. Let's look at some ways to avoid the pitfalls and improve the quality of your relationships. Here are 6 pointers on successfully playing the dating game.
1. Play hard to get. You should never utter the words, "I love you," after just a few dates. Watch your partner's signals for clues about the progress of the relationship. Even if you immediately set your sights on your new love interest, play hard to get for a while. This keeps the desire and fear of closeness in proper balance until the other person has time to catch up with your willingness to make a commitment. This approach may sound somewhat manipulative, but it doesn't have an evil intent. Let's face it, an ADD adult has to carefully plan many aspects of his life to make them work. Why should relationships be any different? Monitor the relationship. Spontaneity is a lovely thing, but ADDers can get into trouble when freedom reigns. Keep your finger on the pulse of the relationship. If your partner seems skittish, back off and lighten up. When the intensity level is too high, be less available for a while. Don't swing too far to the other direction either. You can chase a love interest away with your apparent indifference. Relationships require continual work and maintenance. The challenge for an ADDer is to sustain attention to the relationship over the long haul. 3. Don't lose the me in we. Be sure to maintain your usual interests when you begin dating someone new. This will help you keep a reasonable distance from the relationship to prevent your total immersion in it. This will also help you maintain your own identity. 4. Watch your impulsivity. Impulsive behavior can create an assortment of problems in an ADD adult's life. In a sexual relationship, it can cause life-threatening trouble. In this day of serious sexually transmitted diseases, more than emotional well-being is at stake. It's wise to wait a while before beginning any sexual relationship. 5. Stop and think. If you're feeling restless just thinking about such an unbearably slow pace of a relationship, use your imagination and consider this. Visualize a whole lifetime of restlessness with a spouse who bores you to death. Visualize a giant vice systematically tightening down and squeezing out all your hard work at recovery and rebuilding your sense of self. You are worth too much to throw away your progress by impulsively hooking up with someone who is wrong for you. 6. Debunk the Prince Charming myth. This one is for women who grew up believing the myth. Watch for your yearnings for Prince Charming. Don't look at every date as a stepping stone to marriage. Try to enjoy your evening of dinner and dancing without visualizing yourself at the altar.
If you do in fact make it to the altar, you'll learn that marriage and child-rearing present all the challenges we've already discussed and then some. The intricacy of the dance of family relationships is dramatically more complex than that of groups, friendships, or romantic interactions. We'll now discuss some explanations for this, and then we'll offer some suggestions for healthy family relations.
As soon as two individuals become a legal we, the rules change.